Dear students, let us start chapter 6, Physical and Chemical Changes. In your day-to-day life, you see lot of changes around yourself like melting of ice, shedding of paper, chopping of wood, burning of wood, fireworks, rotting of banana and fruits, etc. On the basis of a few properties, we can classify these changes as physical or chemical changes. So to understand, we will see some of the properties of the change. Like in case of a physical change, chemical composition of the substance that is showing the change will remain the same, whereas in case if it is chemical change, then the chemical composition of the substance that is showing the change will also change. Example you can see here. In case of melting of ice, whether it is ice or a water, the substance that is present inside it is water only, and the chemical composition remains the same, whether it is a ice or it is a water liquid, it will have H2O only. Whereas if we combine hydrogen with oxygen and water is formed, in this case the chemical composition changes in this reaction or in this change. First, before the reaction or before the change, there was hydrogen and oxygen gases, but after the change has occurred, it converts to water. So the chemical nature of the substance is changed, so it is a chemical change. The second difference is that a physical change is usually reversible, whereas the chemical change is usually irreversible. Like melting of ice cream is a physical change, whereas cooking of food is a chemical change. But the chemical and physical changes do not always follow this rule. The third point is, in case of physical changes, no new products are formed, whereas in case of chemical changes, new products are formed. Like folding of paper is a physical change, no new substance is formed here, whereas when we burn a paper, then the chemicals that are present in the paper are converted, the cellulose is converted to carbon, so new substance is formed, so it is a chemical change. Physical changes may occur when heating or cooling is done, as you have seen already. When we heat the ice, it converts to water. When we heat the water, it converts to vapor. But in case of chemical reaction, there will be always involvement of absorption or release of energy. So now we know that in a chemical change, the object will no longer remain the same substance as we have taken it. It will change. Here are some examples of physical changes: boiling of water, drying of clothes, melting of ice cream, beating of metal, glowing of bulb, and cutting of fruits. Now let us see some examples of chemical changes that we generally see. Rusting of iron is a very good example. Whenever iron reacts with air and water of the environment, it produces iron oxide, and the iron article becomes reddish in color and a powdery substance called rust is produced. Here is the actual mechanism of rusting. Whenever an iron article comes in contact with water and water is deposited on it, then the iron of the material will dissolve in the water in form of ions. These ions will react with the oxygen of the atmosphere and also the water, and it will produce the rust or iron oxide. This rust is a reddish color powdery substance which is deposited over the iron material. Rusting damages the iron articles because it will convert it into a powdery substance. So we need to protect the iron materials from rusting Rusting is also known as electrochemical corrosion. So we will study about some of the methods how we can prevent corrosion. To prevent corrosion, we take following measures, like we have to make a barrier between the iron article, the metal surface, and the water and oxygen. This can be done by painting the article or oiling and greasing it, coating it with plastic. There is a process called electroplating where the metal article is coated with another metal layer. Then the metal is connected with a negative electrode, and the negative electrode doesn't allow the chemical reaction to occur that occurs during the corrosion. You might have seen that your washroom taps are coated with a metal, and when the upper layer comes out, then you can see a different metal is present inside the tap. This process is called galvanization, where the metal article is dipped into molten zinc, and the zinc makes a layer over the metal article, so it will not be exposed to the air and it will not corrode. We can connect the metal article or the metal that we want to protect. We can connect it to a more reactive metal. Whenever there will be a chemical reaction, the more reactive metal will react readily, and the metal that we need to protect will be protected. So we are sacrificing the reactive metal to protect our article. So this is called sacrificial protection. So these were the few ways to prevent corrosion. Let us study another example of chemical reaction. You take a magnesium ribbon and you burn it. The magnesium ribbon will burn in oxygen and it will produce a white color substance, that is magnesium oxide. As we can see that in this process, in this change, a completely new substance is formed which looks completely different, and the properties are also different. The new substance magnesium oxide has different properties from magnesium. So this change is a chemical change. If we take this white powder that is produced and if we dissolve it in water, then a substance called magnesium hydroxide is formed, and it turns the red litmus to blue. That means it is a base. We will study one more chemical change from your book. We take a copper sulfate solution in a beaker. Copper sulfate is blue in color, and we put a blade in it. Blade is made up of iron. So the iron of the blade will react with the copper sulfate solution. It will displace the copper from the solution and iron sulfate will be formed. You can see that the new substance is formed, iron sulfate, which is of totally different color. So this change is a chemical change. When the iron goes into the solution, then the copper will deposit in form of copper granules in the solution. Let us see one more example from the book. If we take vinegar and we put some baking soda in it, then we see that bubbles start coming out. This is because of the formation of carbon dioxide. New substance is formed in this reaction and in this change, and water, carbon dioxide, sodium ion and acetate are formed. So all new substances are formed. This shows that this is a chemical change. To test the gas that is produced in this reaction, we can do this experiment where we take the vinegar and the baking soda in a test tube and we put a cork over the test tube. Now a glass pipe is inserted, and the other end of the glass pipe we take water, lime water, and dip the glass pipe in it. Whenever the vinegar will react with the baking soda. The gas is produced and the gas turns the lime water milky. We know that carbon dioxide turns lime water milky, so we know that from here we will know that the gas that is produced is carbon dioxide. So there is a chemical reaction, chemical change going when we are combining the vinegar and baking soda. When we burn a firecracker, all the chemicals that are present in the cracker, they will combine with oxygen to produce heat and light. So this is also a type of chemical change because completely new substances formed here. If we cut a piece of apple, then we see that after some time the cut piece turns to reddish in color, brownish in color, because it will react. The iron present in the fruit will react with the oxygen of the atmosphere and new substances formed. So the formation of new substance here is a chemical change, whereas cutting of the fruit is a physical change. If we take a cup full of water in a beaker and add few drops of dilute sulfuric acid and heat the water, then when it starts boiling, we will add copper sulfate powder slowly and stir it. We will continuously add the copper sulfate powder till no further powder can be dissolved. We will filter the solution and allow it to cool. We will see that the crystal of copper sulfate are deposited at the bottom. This is the process of crystallization. Crystallization is a process. In this process, you can see we have taken an copper sulfate and the end product is also copper sulfate. So no new substance is formed here. So crystallization is actually a physical process. So now let us revise some of the physical changes. Crushing a can, melting an ice cube, boiling water, mixing sand and water, breaking a glass, dissolving sugar and water, shredding paper, chopping of wood, mixing red and green marbles, sublimation of dry ice. Sublimation means conversion directly from solid to gas state. It's called sublimation. So sublimation of ice, crumbling of paper bag, melting of solid sulfur into liquid sulfur, chopping an apple, mixing salt and sand, filling a candy bowl with different candies, vaporizing liquid nitrogen, mixing flour, salt and vinegar, mixing water and oil are all physical changes. Let us finally understand some indicators of chemical change. In a chemical change, heat is evolved or absorbed. The odor or the smell of the substances produced may change. There may be evolution of gases or bubbles. New substances is always formed in a chemical change. There may be a sound during the reaction. Then if a liquid is there, some precipitate may be formed at the bottom of the solution. So these all are indicators of chemical change. I hope that you all have understood this chapter very nicely. Thank you, students.